you. Very good. All right, there we are. So hello, everybody. This is Jennifer.
Hello.
Portage Parks. I'll let everybody, Cassie.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm the park director for Brimfield Township.
And Leann.
Leann Whyte. I am just a volunteer, but I spend a lot of time at Towers Woods hiking and birding. Hi,
Every
Cassie.
day,
Hi,
almost,
Leann.
right? So I thought we would just kind of get together and talk a little bit about what are some of the things we're seeing out in Portage County right now. All three of us love the birds, and 'tis the season for migration. Those of you who are who haven't already checked out our portageparkdistrict.org website, we do have a word of the week and then some activities that are associated with each of those. And this week is migration is the word. And so there's some really fun things that are on there. Particularly Audubon for kids, but it's not really for kids only because I loved it. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the Audubon Society did a really cool kids page that has activities and lessons and lots of fun stuff about migration and about some specific bird groups. And then the other one that is I use a lot is Cornell's Lab of Ornithology. And so they're all about bird sight. So once you ID something, being able to get in there and check it out. I wanted to turn it over to Cassie and Leann first. Cassie, we'll go ahead and start with you. Like, what are you looking forward to? What are you seeing?
I will admit I've been working from home, so I haven't been getting out as much as I'd like to. But I've been watching the turkey vultures in my backyard. And at my parks. And I don't think people really think about those as a migrant, but they definitely are. And I'm originally from Medina County, so I'm all about Buzzard Day, Hinckley Buzzard Day, yes. So, and they're one of the first birds to start coming back. They come back really, really early, probably late February. So they're on my mind right now because they're actually a nuisance bird for me right now. We have an abandoned agricultural barn structure at one of our buildings that they nest in every year. So every year they come back, and this one, mostly they nest in the same spot every year. So this one comes back every year. Our issue this year is that that building needs to go torn down. So I felt very bad. We had to make sure we boarded that up before they started nesting this year. So Mom did come back and try to get in the barn, so she had to go find another place this year. But, we wanted to make sure we did that before she started nesting because they're protected under the Migratory Bird Act, so you can't disturb any of their nests or anything like that. So, but I think they're really fascinating. Not everybody's first choice they're not beautiful birds, I will say that. Intriguing, yes, but very cool. And then I love woodpeckers of all kinds as well. They stay around all year though, but this is the time of year where they start nesting. And the pileateds especially are beautiful. We have a lot of those. But my other favorite migrant is the eastern phoebe, which yes. Oh, the sound. If you've ever heard an eastern phoebe, it's the sound of spring to me. Yeah. I'm not going to do my phoebe call, but they say phoebe. They say their name, so they're easy to identify. They're a small gray flycatcher. They're gray on the top and kind of whitish buff colored underneath. And they are just a joy to have in your yard and in your park. So super cute.
I think they are so cute.
Oh, I love them.
I'm trying to find real quick here my picture of one. Any other ones that you're looking forward to seeing, Cassie?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
They're not quite as flashy as some of the beautiful warblers, but they're a hoot. I love them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't really been out looking for warblers, but I love hooded warblers. Always a favorite for me. The males look kind of like they have a ski mask on. They're yellow and they have the black hood that goes around them. Yeah, I mean, like indigo buntings are another one for me too. Those are more of a summer species though, but Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting out. I need to make a special trip.
It's a good time.
Yes.
So Leann, how about you? What kinds of things have you been seeing out of towners?
Well, I go out pretty much every day. So I think I told you on the bike path, I texted you and I told you I saw the sandhill cranes. And it's
Mm-hmm.
always really cool seeing those fly across. And my husband and I heard them this weekend. We didn't see them,
Oh.
but they have a very, very distinctive call, and it's just hilarious to hear them. And I mean, even when they're really, really up high, as they do fly high, it's a distinctive call that you can actually hear pretty well. And I guess apparently their migratory path, well, not apparently, but their migratory path used to be more towards the Midwest, and now it's actually they're finding that they're migrating over in this part of the country as well. So it's been a few years in a row that I've seen them migrate, or I've heard them, whatever, migrating across the area. So I always think that's a really cool bird to see. Big funny looking bird, but they're not funny, but they're just really cool. And by the way, I love vultures. I think vultures are really cool birds. Black vultures, turkey vultures.
Yes.
I just think it's really neat.
Misunderstood for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're hilarious with their little bald heads and I really enjoy the warblers coming. I have seen the yellow-rumped warbler a few times. So let's see, I haven't heard anything yet. The hooded warbler is a relatively early one, which is probably one of my favorites, just because that was the first warbler call that I recognized or that I was able to identify. And you see them a lot in the Towners Woods, more on the lakeside, actually, in the lower brush. And sometimes they're hard to see, but they're very, very pretty birds, and they have like a black hood. And kind of like it's a real sing-songy call, but it's a neat little call, and I just love seeing them. Let's see, the eastern towhees, those are back. Those guys are so cute. They're drink your tea. They're darling. Really pretty bird with their markings. So I've seen those, been hearing and seeing those. I thought I heard a red-eyed vireo the other day. I'm not positive on that. I'm pretty sure, because it was just a really distinctive, here I am, up here, look at me, that call. I haven't heard it again, so maybe it was just flying through, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
I saw an eBird. In fact, I didn't do a deep dive, but this morning I just did a little, click on, kind of see what's going on. And I did see that people have seen both red and white vireo a couple days. So in the area.
Okay, the white-eyed vireo I typically hear over in the butterfly trail towards in the summertime. I haven't heard that one yet. It's a really distinctive call, and I always enjoy hearing them. I heard a house wren the other day. They're back. They're
nice.
a funny little bird with their calls, and they're so cute. I always like hearing in the morning. Yeah, so I haven't been. My husband and I plan on going out this weekend with our binoculars and doing some binocular birding versus just listening and hearing and that type of thing, birding. But yeah, it's just a fun time of year. There's so many different birds coming, and like, oh, they're back, and then they're back.
It is. It's one of my favorite times of year. I love it for so many reasons, but birds are one of them.
Yeah. Has anybody heard the Baltimore Oriole?
I was just going to ask that.
I have not yet.
I was out at one of our developing park sites where I always see the Orioles, and I was waiting. I saw lots of frogs, but no Orioles.
Okay. All right. Because I have my feeder out and I haven't seen anything at it yet, but they have a very crisp, clear call. So I thought I heard kind of like an Oriole-ish call, but apparently wasn't that. So
I haven't seen any yet or heard any yet. I did this weekend was just going through some of the different birding sites, and the general feeling is that a lot of the songbirds, because of this weather pattern that we've been in, that things have sort of slowed down, stalled.
Really? Okay.
But I expect as soon as we get some winds coming up from the south again,
yeah,
we're going to see a big dump of birds. I had, in fact, the eastern towhee, Leann, was one of my favorites. I look forward to seeing them every year. And I don't know if it's because I also like tea and because tea, or I just think they are such a striking, beautiful bird. And even though they're, relatively common, once they make it up here, they are just, I think so pretty. And I love to listen to them.
That was one of my husband's first bird calls that he learned.
Oh.
I was just talking about doing this call with you guys. He's like, "Are you going to talk about the towhee? Drink your tea?" And I'm like,
"That's so great." Yeah. I think this picture cut its head off, but if you kind of see the to see the markings on there, and the males can either have like a red or a white eye. There's some that are white-eyed, but oftentimes they have that red eye.
Has anyone seen a grosbeak yet? A rose-breasted grosbeak?
Yes.
Oh, good. I
did. I saw one at my feeder latter part of last week.
Oh, great. They're another one I look forward to. Their markings kind of remind me of the towhee a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I associate them with the same time of year too. But
those are very pretty.
If you've been out to Morgan Park, last year there was a pair that nested right along the wood edge, and so the little trail that connects the meadow trail to the woodland trail, that grass trail that's to the north, right about the time you enter the woods, I would see them almost every time I went out. I mean, they were pretty active right around in that area. I never found the nest, but they were around. I love those.
Someone once
and they have
told
a very
me,
similar. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, someone once told me that their markings remind them of someone wearing a white t-shirt with a red bandana wrapped around their neck. And that's all I see when I look at them now. Like they have a black jacket and a white t-shirt and a red bandana. And that's what I think of now.
Love it.
Yeah.
And Leann, I also wanted to say, I think the day or two after you texted me about the the yellow-rumped warblers, I was going to the field office by Towners and just pulled into the driveway, and there were about 6 of them that were just flitting around in the shrubs along the drive. And so I just sat there and watched them for a while. So they're definitely back, and people have been seeing them at pretty much all of our parks that have been birded within the last in the last week have noted the yellow-rumped warbler. So they're back.
Yeah. They're so cute.
I love warblers, as most people do. And of course, we usually don't get to see, I have pictures here of a couple. These are my two of my favorites. It's so hard to pick. This is the yellow warbler, and this is one of the warblers that doesn't go all, they do nest. So they're all bright yellow, and then they have that reddish brown streaking on them. And they like to like shrub around wetland areas, around marshy areas. Then my favorite warbler, if I had to pick one, which is hard, would be the magnolia warbler.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
And while they don't nest in Portage County, they do nest may nest like in northern, like Ashtabula County, that area, but most of them head up north to Canada. So this is the male. And Cassie, you were mentioning about the red bandana for the grosbeak. I was always told that they have like this pearl necklace, this black pearl necklace on them. That's what I think about every time I see them. So that's one that I'm really looking forward to seeing. I haven't, according to the maps on eBird, they're not quite here yet. There's just been a few random, a lot of them are hanging around along the Gulf Coast still.
Okay. Has anybody seen any hummingbirds yet?
No.
Okay. All right.
Not a one.
Probably little. Yeah, probably like more towards May. First part of May. Yeah, I was wondering, because sometimes they say May 1st, put out your feeders, but probably a little early. We've had some cold weather.
Yeah, really. I haven't seen any of those. I have been seeing a lot of yellow-bellied sapsuckers at a few different parks, and so that's one that I last year I didn't see quite as many, and I don't know if it was when I was out, but I have been seeing a lot of those. I've also been seeing a lot of the brown thrashers coming through. Like I was just out at Dick's Park yesterday, and there were 2 that were along the farm trail there.
Okay, cool.
So that's something to be looking for. Oh, and the blue-gray gnatcatchers are back.
Oh, are they? Aw.
So I've been seeing those at a lot of the parks as well.
Oh, they're cute.
They are.
Yeah, somebody used to see Yeah, I think probably this weekend and next weekend should be a good time for checking out the warblers. And there are a few people out there with their binoculars at the park. So I'm sure as things amp up, I'm sure they're going to be a lot more out there.
Yep.
Excellent. Yes, I agree. Well, unless you guys don't have anything else to add, I just encourage everybody to get out. And if you're out and you have an eBird account, get those birds entered into eBird so that we know where they're at. And just enjoy the sunshine, enjoy this migration. Cassie and Leann, I'm hoping we can do this again later this week. And
Yeah, absolutely.
migration
Yeah,
intensifies
absolutely,
here.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks you guys.
Hey, take care.
Bye.
Have a good week. Okay, bye.
Happy birding, everybody.